The siren stopped. The clock didn't. And your time, it's still being stolen. No police, no fire, just the hum of silence before the city wakes. But behind closed doors, a protest brews. One that no news will cover. It's not in the streets. It's in you. The calendar is full. But not with your dreams. It's filled with other people's plans, meetings you didn't ask for, deadlines you didn't agree to. You wake up not to create but to comply, to respond, to survive the day. Wrong. You weren't born for this. The protest didn't begin in the square. It began inside your spine when your back tensed under another morning of obligation. It began when your phone lit up at 6:03 a.m. and you answered it anyway. It began the moment you let your time be occupied. You're not managing your time. You're being managed. If this line hits you, type, "I'm done renting my time." Because here's what they'll never tell you. You're productive for less than 3 hours a day. The rest? Swallowed. By urgency. By just a sec. By dopamine bombs that explode every time you refresh your screen. You felt it. When your to-do list stretches into next week. When your dreams whisper from the shadows of your exhaustion. Did you forget me? When even rest feels like guilt. Loop this. If you don't defend your time, the world will consume it. Picture this. A protest sign lifted high. No kings, no masters. Now imagine it says one word, time. That's what you're really losing. Not energy, not motivation. Time. And it's a one-way current. 82% of people don't use any kind of time management system. Not even a post-it note. That's not chaos, that's surrender. So while thousands march for justice, quietly, privately, millions are reclaiming their calendars. They've started to say no, to log out, to look up. You can too. But first, weapon one, awareness. See your day for what it is, a battlefield. Your inbox, a leash, your calendar, a cage. Your phone, a siren that calls you to war every 9 minutes. The chants are inside your head. Do more. Answer faster. Don't stop. And the silence? That's you, forgotten under everyone else's noise. Feel this. Your jaw clenched, palms damp, heart pounding before you've even opened your laptop. This isn't stress, it's a silent riot. And you're not just part of it. You're the front line. You've been told productivity is about doing more. They lied. It starts with defending more. Start now, 10 minutes. That's all it takes to regain up to 2 hours. One act. Plan your day before the world plans it for you. One battle, one decision, one timeline. You don't get a redo, so I'll ask you again. What if your time is the next battleground? You weren't lazy. You were ambushed. Hijacked. Hijacked by dopamine mines disguised as notifications. Hijacked by agendas that weren't yours. Hijacked by a system that profits when you're too exhausted to say no. You didn't notice. No one ever does at first. It begins when you stop defending your mornings. When 5 minutes becomes 50. When rest feels like rebellion. Your inbox is their leash. Your brain a battlefield of notifications. And every ding, every buzz, every urgent ping is a landmine. Fact, the average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's every 10 minutes. You're not working, you're responding. This isn't productivity, it's parasitism. Every minute you don't claim gets auctioned off to someone else's crisis. And the buyer, they don't care what it costs you. You felt it, that tightness in your chest by 10 a.m. That invisible weight behind your eyes. The mental tabs like open wounds all screaming to be closed. This is burnout, engineered, on purpose, by design. You were taught that motion equals progress, but motion without intention is erosion. And right now, you're eroding. So let's shift. Now. This is your second weapon, the protest hour. 1 hour, one block, no inputs, no interruptions, not for scrolling, not for checking, not for anyone but you. You call it selfish, I call it sacred. Americans lose up to 6 weeks a year to what researchers call time confetti, those tiny slivers of attention lost to distractions. Each slice seems harmless, but together they bury you, and every beep is a paper cut to your brain. Want out? Declare 1 hour. Unreachable. Untouchable. Your protest hour. Defend it like your breath, because honestly, it is. Type, "I protect my protest hour." Let your declaration echo. The algorithm is watching, but more importantly, you are. Now lean in, because here comes the shift most people never reach. Burnout isn't about doing too much. It's about doing what doesn't matter over and over. And here's your rescue rope, the rule of one. One space, one focus, one win. Block out the world, choose one task, and complete it. Not halfway, not while checking texts, not while 5 tabs scream your name. This isn't about results. It's about rewiring your brain to finish, to reclaim completion as a reward. Why? Because unfinished tasks drain more energy than completed ones. That's the Zeigarnik effect. Ever felt haunted by a message you forgot to send? That's your brain stuck in a loop it can't exit. Close loops. Reclaim bandwidth. Protect your flow like it's gold, because it is. You don't need a miracle. You need momentum. And it starts with just 1 hour. Next, in the next few lines, you'll meet the strategy that rewires your focus before the world steals it back again. You weren't born scattered. You were trained to fragment. Every alert, every deadline, every urgent task, another swing of the axe that cut your focus down to dust. And now, you're expected to perform with a mind like a shattered mirror, sharp but broken. You sit down to work. 39 tabs open, mental browser overloaded. No sound, just pressure, and somewhere deep, a whisper. Why am I still tired when I've done everything? Here's the truth they didn't program into you. You're not tired because of what you did. You're tired because of what you didn't finish, because what's unfinished never leaves. It follows, into dinner, into sleep, into dreams. Burnout isn't just exhaustion. It's borrowed time paid back in anxiety. This ends here. You don't need hacks. You need closure. Here's your next line of defense, the power list. Not a to-do list. Every night, write down the 3 things that move your mission forward. Not 5, not 10, just 3. Because when everything is urgent, nothing is sacred. Think of it as a rebellion against noise, a vow, a pre-commitment to depth. Before the world tells you what matters, you decide. And here's where it gets radical. No list, no entry. You don't get to enter the battlefield without armor. Your power list is your shield. And no, checking email doesn't count. This is about time ownership, focus reclamation. And guess what? People who write their goals down are 42% more likely to achieve them. That's not inspiration. Why? Because writing forces clarity. Clarity drives action, and action compounds. If this part breaks you open, comment, "I reclaim my attention." Let that be your declaration. You're not the only one resisting. You're just the only one doing it silently, but not anymore. This is where most people stop. They feel a flicker of change and call it transformation. But you're not here for flickers. The next step isn't tactical, it's philosophical. Because all the routines in the world are useless if you still believe your time belongs to everyone else. Get ready to burn that belief down. Because in the next block, we'll destroy the deepest lie you've ever been told about discipline and rebuild your mornings from zero. You wake up, eyes still blurred by sleep, fingers already scrolling. Your first breath, traded for someone else's content. Before your feet hit the floor, your energy's already leased out. This is not routine, this is ritualized surrender. But what if your first act of the day wasn't consumption, but command? Here's your final weapon, the morning lock-in. 1 hour, no phone, no noise. Just one task, one intention, one human being, you. And here's the brutal truth. If you touch your phone before your breath, you've already lost. You've already agreed today belongs to them. The research is ruthless. 70% of people check their phones within 5 minutes of waking. And yet they wonder why anxiety hits before breakfast. Break the cycle. Create before you consume. Defend before you respond. Claim before you collapse. You want time discipline? It starts in minute 1. Call it sacred, call it savage, but don't call it optional. Because this isn't about phones, it's about permission, and every time you give it away, you teach your mind that it doesn't matter. Tens of thousands are rebuilding their mornings in silence. Comment. My mornings are mine now. If you just woke up, share this. Let someone else begin again. And if this changed how you see time, there's more. I left in the description The books that rebuilt my mental architecture. Not productivity hacks, philosophical weapons. Use them. Don't wait. Now, breathe. That pause, that moment of nothingness, it's yours now. Because next we go deeper. The price of being liked. How you sold your soul, one yes at a time. You thought burnout was the villain. But what if the real thief was your addiction to approval? Because maybe being liked was the cage all along.